Hey guys, Dan here with another book review. This time I chose to review for Black History Month, Push by Sapphire. As I'm currently filming this, it is February 28th, the last day of February. So I'm just throwing it out there. I know that I'm not going to be able to upload this until sometime in March. So yes, I read this in February for Black History Month. It's written by Sapphire, whose real name is Ramona Lofton. I guess there's a little bit of a backstory about her. I think I had to do some research about her too, because I was really curious as to what her real name was, because she only goes by Sapphire as her author pen name. So I really wanted to know more about her. I guess she used to be a reading teacher for disenfranchised youths in New York City. For, people that want to learn how to read better to get their GED. So that kind of ties in with Push. This was made into a film called Precious, which of course I'd seen. I don't remember the actress's name. I just know that she was in American Horror Story, The Coven. She's the big girl from that show. I can't remember her name because, she's not like a well-known actress. But yeah, of course, I saw that film, I enjoyed it, and it made me want to read this. Now, to get on with the review of Push, this is not, of course, it is a work of fiction, and to go back to the whole movie thing, the author, she was approached by a number of people because this, it was a New York Times bestseller. I'm pretty sure that, yeah. Well, it wasn't a New York Times bestseller, but it won a grand jury prize. A lot of people were kind of impacted by this. They're like, "Oh, this should be a movie," and she kind of hesitated. I guess she didn't want it to become a movie right away, and then she found the right director, and that director convinced her to make it into a movie, and that's how we got Precious. If you've not seen Precious, go out and check that out. It's well worth watching. So, of course, if you're not familiar, Precious Jones, she's an illiterate 16-year-old girl. I'm going to read you the back real quick so you kind of have an idea. Has up until now been invisible to the father who rapes her and the mother who batters her, and to the authorities who dismiss her as just one more of Harlem's casualties. But when Precious, pregnant with a second child by her father, meets a determined and highly radical teacher, we follow her on a journey of education and enlightenment as Precious learns not only how to write about her life, but how to make it her own for the first time. And this kind of ties back into Sapphire, Ramona Lofton's, past job of having been a reading teacher. I kind of, doing research on her, found out that, she worked with girls like Precious, and I'm kind of assuming that it's kind of loosely based on a lot of girls that she had taught, that it's not because as you're reading this, and, I just read how it says her father raped her. The abuse that Precious talks about, because it is written from Precious's point of view, the abuse, at times you're thinking, wow, this is so messed up. Nobody's life can be that bad. And then you got to kind of remember, well, it is a work of fiction, and so I'm kind of, I'm at that tipping point where I don't know, can someone's life be really that bad? But then I remembered reading some of the research where she did say she had, students who told her that their fathers had impregnated them. So yeah, it's kind of stuff like that. And reading this really does make you feel uncomfortable. And I was also thinking while I was reading it, and I was thinking about, what am I going to say in a review about this book? And I was going to kind of want to tell people that, sometimes it's good to read books that make us feel uncomfortable, because we kind of have to know that there are really shitty things that happen to people in real life. And it's kind of good that we are aware of this, because it kind of sheds light into other areas of the world, maybe other, perspectives on what someone else may be going through. It's not all sunshine and roses and rainbows and kittens, and you know what I mean, right? I mean, I had to throw it out there. But the way it's written, it kind of starts out really, because you can tell it's kind of written, and I'm almost comparing this to like Flowers for Algernon, because it's kind of written where you can really tell that Precious is not literate. It's kind of, like, not really Ebonics, but kind of Ebonics, where she doesn't know that certain vowels belong in certain words, or doesn't know how to fully spell certain words. But, Precious has a drive to want to improve herself, even though the whole time, her whole 16 years, the world's been doing nothing for her but just kind of hold her down and make her feel like she's not worth anything. Which kind of ties in with the title. At one time, there is a scene where Precious has her first baby, and she recalls the paramedic telling her to push. And that also ties into another time where the teacher, the reading teacher, Miss Rain, kind of tells her, Precious, don't give up. Don't give up. You're going to learn to read. You're going to learn to write. You just need to push on. And I really love that strong message, that drive, that, get up, stand up, don't give up, push on. And I love that message. That was one of the reasons why I really got something out of this book. I felt like, even though it is only like, Goodreads says it's only 177 pages, but at one point, my last check-in with Goodreads, it was like 121 or something like that. Okay. They stopped numbering the pages at like 139, and then the rest of the book were like, I don't know how to classify these. I don't know, because they're written from the perspectives of girls they're not very literate. They're kind of semi-literate. So some of them are poems, some of them are essays, but it's kind of like, it kind of ends like, I mean, you end up Precious is kind of telling you her life story up until this point, but you don't get a real ending. It's kind of like, she's pushing on, she's hoping for a better life. And then, we get these stories from the rest of the class, which it was kind of interesting to see, other perspectives from other students. And I can kind of see why Sapphire did that, why she kind of gave us, these interpretations of, like, other students from the class. It kind of gave us some filler and a little more background onto the, that there are kids out there like that are just, they don't have the same opportunities that everyone else may have. And that, their home lives are kind of crap, like their parents are abusing them, or maybe their parents are dead, or there's drugs and violence, abuse, stuff like that. So, like, it really shed a lot of light on that kind of stuff. I did enjoy this. I didn't think it was that great. I did decide to give this a 3 out of 5 star rating on Goodreads. It is worth picking up. Like I said, it was a really short read. It was a last minute planning. I had this on my bookshelf, and before I realized, because I try to plan a schedule of what I'm going to read month to month, and I was like, oh shit, it's Black History Month, and I'm like, I really wanted to plan something to read. And I looked at my bookshelf, what I had to read, and I was like, okay, I've been wanting to read Push for a while. It's relatively short. I should be able to finish it within the month. That way I can get the review up and, yada, 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 etc. It is what it is. Of course, as always, if you would like to read this yourself, I will have a link down below. Go ahead and check that out. Of course, if you're not a subscriber and you're looking for more, like, book reviews, I do tend to do a lot of comic and graphic novel reviews, but I do other novels, too. They're all segmented by playlist. Go ahead and hit that subscriber button. While you're there, hit that notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. And, I'm not going to be hurt if you don't watch every single video. Like, say, you're just here to get regular book reviews. I'm not going to be hurt if you don't watch my comic graphic novel reviews. Or vice versa. Like, say you're here just for the comics and graphic novels. I'm not going to be hurt if you don't watch regular book reviews. So, don't feel like you can't subscribe just because of that. There's the tip jar. I'm trying to save up for movie editing software. anything and is dropped in is appreciated. That's all I got for you guys. I've got to film another review immediately after this. Thanks for watching. Till next time. Later.